I don't want my kids to win if they never go after their dreams. Hey, and welcome to Mental Wealth Class. My name is Sanford McMurray, your mind-body connection coach. Now, before we get into things, make sure that you share this video and smash that like button. I sure would appreciate it. Now, I'm the kind of guy that asks questions to help me know what kind of person, what caliber of person I have in front of me. I ask questions like, what is success to you? Who are you? Tell me about your dreams. And what is your biggest fear in life? Now, I ask these questions because I love people. I always have. And I love building what is called win-win relationships, which is becoming rare in today's society for a number of reasons. To me, the two biggest reasons are that people are taught, if you look at the media, if you listen to what people are saying, to dislike themselves. And they are brainwashed to believe they can't trust anyone, even themselves. Yet, so many people want to hide and pretend that that's not happening in their lives. Anyway, that's a whole nother topic for a whole nother time. No matter how you look at this life, we're all in relationships. It's very important to recognize that. Now, let me enlighten you just a bit, just in case you don't know this already. Now, I have been on the planet for 56 years. Now, I have 3 strikes, according to society, already against me, okay? And this includes not only in America, where I'm from, but also in the country I'm in, Australia. Yes, even Australians look at the Americans very differently. Now, one strike, of course, is that I'm a man. The other is that I'm black, and the other is that I'm a black man from America. Now, you've heard the cliches, come on. Men only want one thing. You know, you hear about toxic masculinity. Black men always think they're looking good. All Americans are arrogant. They think they know everything. You've heard those 3 things, particularly if you're in Australia and another country. Now, my son automatically has these 3 issues going against him. And my daughter automatically has 3 things that she has to try to understand about stereotyping of her brother and her dad. My son has a black father and a white mother. So he's already having, those inner struggle. He doesn't need society labeling him, putting on him, or pulling him down because I'm a black man from America, okay? My daughter has always admired her brother. So she always wants his approval. That's not unusual for brothers and sisters. Now, these sort of things are very important to me as a dad because I believe in the power of brothers and sisters, which is a big deal to me, okay? When I was thinking about taking my own life, this was about 6 years ago here in Australia, after my world came crashing down, my sisters sensed that in me. They sensed that something wasn't right, that I had lost that spark, my optimism, and that courage to want to help people be their absolute best. They noticed that I had lost that, and something was just not right inside me. My sister said to me, "It's time to come home." Now, my ego thought of saying no, but you don't know my sisters. And it's very important to understand if you get on their bad side, you won't win. My sisters nurtured me and reminded me when I got home that my dreams are still important. They loved me like only sisters can. And just being near me and being around my sisters helped me get my mojo back. My brother, my sisterhood, those brothers and sisterhoods to me are invaluable. So brothers and sisters, when your mom and dad's gone, you have to understand you only have each other. So drop the BS. My daughter needs her brother and her brother needs her, whether they know it or not. Because other than their mom and dad, brothers and sisters relationships teaches them, each of them, how to treat men and women. They are validated by men and women, by each other, so they understand how to treat men and women through the good, the bad, the ugly, the stupid, whatever. And if a son and a daughter doesn't have brothers and sisters, they have cousins or other aunts or uncles in their worlds around them to teach them how to act in relationships. As I said earlier, everything is relationships. Now, in Australia, Japan, China, Germany, and other countries that I have visited, I have been perceived, this perception of these ideas, okay, have followed me to these countries. And from watching these countries, from watching movies, from TVs, they see black American men as only soldiers and athletes or musicians. Movies paint us as sex addicts, wanting to take every man's woman. Other stereotypings are like black men are all poor, lazy, criminals, uneducated. The other perception is also American men are so arrogant and they love to take charge of everything and always be right. That cracks me up. Now, this is a media projection in so many countries that I have visited. They tend to believe this about me and about other black men and about American men. So I say this straight out. This is simply not true. If you really take the time to get to listen and to understand a man from another country, particularly a black man or an American man, they have their own struggles just like you. Now, I think one of the main reasons that that a lot of Australian women have trouble with the men in their own countries is because they think they should be like the black man or men in America, which is, again, just a false reality. All right? And, I think it was a couple weeks ago, a white man said to me, Sanford, the only reason that white women want to sleep with black men is just so they can tick it off their bucket list. Now, this came straight from a white man here in Australia. Now, from America, I know what goes on, even though a lot of Australians try to tell me this is what America is like. Now, here's the kicker and the difficult part to admit. I did not find out who I really was until I was forced to slow down after losing almost everything except for the shirt on my back. Before that downfall, I was doing the cliche stuff. I was working all the time, never going away with my family on vacation, having affairs, suffering feelings of pain and anxiety, disconnecting from my friends and my family, never trusting people fully in case they tried to take away everything that I had built up. Well, I lost it anyway. The biggest shame of my past was that my son had to see that side of me, and he stored it in his DNA. He saw his dad at that stage. And to me, I am so full of shame of that. But I had to be able to let that go. Now, my son is doing something that he wants to do. But as a dad, I want him to do something that he loves to do. I want to make sure that he's following his dreams, that he's doing things that juices him and challenge him every day. I cannot force him. But as a dad, my role is to set a better example than I was yesterday. There are people doing what they love in this life, but sometimes along the way, it's easy to get lost and start doing it for the accolades, for the power, for the prestige, so that people can see, oh, you're doing so great. Okay? And there's nothing wrong with power, prestige, and accolades. But for me, I enjoy them way too much. I enjoy the power and the accolades way too much. It's so easy to be enticed into that world. And it left me in dark times. And all of all those choices that I made hurt my family and hurt me, and I paid the price. Now my son and daughter are seeing dad bounce back after rediscovering my mojo, my gifts, my purpose. I no longer let society tell me who I am or the fact that they think I should assimilate into their lifestyle, into their being. I'm confident, I'm smart, I am talented, and I had to see those things in me so I could use those to better myself first, as I love to coach and mentor others before I could, get into their lives. So I had to escape that. And it wasn't without a lot of pain and darkness. Now, my family, of course, and my students that I teach need to make their own choices. This is very, very important. But my job is to drop the seeds and be a conduit to that success. As much as I did not want kids because I was traumatized and I thought that there was too much racism in the world to bring children in this world, But I know that not only black people are traumatized, but white people are traumatized as well. But my kids are here. So I tell them, be your absolute best. Don't be driven by society's standards or ideologies. Find your gifts, It's easy to be caught up in the injustices of the world and the arrogance of the world. but let your education and your gifts drive that. Listen to not only your intellect, but your intuition, which is your extraordinary potential in this world. And lastly, I want my kids to know they are not me or their mother or society. They have to decide who they are. Well, that's it for me today. Thanks for popping in. And remember to share this video and smash that like button. Smash it. You guys remember to fight the right fight. Earn your peace. Share your gifts. And to always, always love your mission. Peace. We'll see you next time.